Well, Alexis Sol has plenty of support here tonight at the York Hall. Started boxing at the age of 14. He said he always loved watching it as a kid.
Good to see him.
His ambition is, like so many other fighters, to be a world champion. Let's see what he has for us. A nice jab to the body there from Alexis Sol.
I was going to say, it's nice to see him, Priya, taking the centre of the ring and really forcing that jab out early. It shows confidence in the young fighter, doesn't it?
Absolutely. He's had a bit of amateur experience. He was a Haringey Box Cup champion finalist in 2024. And we know just how important the amateur experience is as these young fighters come into the professional ranks. You can see he's got good variation of punches there, and he's already established himself behind the jab.
Yeah, Berman. Sanchez is keeping a high guard, and Alexis Sol is targeting the body area. We can see reddening already on the body area of the Nicaraguan. A good start from Alexis Sol, very dominant.
Beautiful left hook there off the uppercut. Alexis Sol has definitely made an impact here. He's piling on a bit of pressure onto the Nicaraguan. But he's staying sensible as he just edges his opponent backwards. Beautiful double jab there to the body. He's targeted the body quite early.
He has. He's now going towards the head now as well, which is showing exceptional skill, especially for his debut, Priya.
Again, takes centre ring. Nice clipping right hand through, straight down the pipe onto the chin of Berman Sanchez. Good head movement from Sanchez. He's still getting caught with some, but nice clipping jab there from Alexis Sol.
Yeah, he's very cool character in the ring, isn't he? Especially for, like I say, again, for his debut, he's really keeping a cool head on young shoulders, isn't he?
He's got plenty of support here tonight. He trains out of the KO gym just around the corner from here with Steve Walters. And again, nice clean shots there. Took one back though. The lead hand of Berman Sanchez just clipped Alexis Sol's chin, but the young fighter remains unfazed. Just coming to the last 10 seconds of the first round of this four-round contest, in the super welterweight division between Alexis Sol and Berman Sanchez.
Second round 2.
Well, we're in round 2 of 4 of this super welterweight contest between Alexis Sol and Berman Sanchez. Alexis Sol's made a decent start in the first round, targeting the body with nice clean jabs, just as he's doing here now. And he's varying the power and the speed in his punches, which is having such an impact on Sanchez. He's really keeping him guessing there, but Sanchez got a nice tight guard. He's been clipped with a couple in the first round, Alex.
Yeah, and he's certainly upping the ante in this round. Those shots, like you said, Priya, are getting heavier. He's targeting the head more as well, as we can see.
I mean, he said the amateur style didn't suit him, but he's very clean with his shots. Nice three-punch combination there from Sol. He's certainly got Sanchez in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, if we look at Alexis as well, he is absolutely focused on his opponent, and he is starting to dominate him as well, isn't he, Priya?
He's dominating him, but you've got to remember that Sanchez comes to the ring with 95 fights worth of experience, and 22 of the wins that he's had has come by way of knockout, so the guy's got a punch on him. Absolutely. Alexis Sol cannot afford to get complacent here. Took one to the chin there, but just grazed. Yeah. But he's beautiful rear hand just over the top of the guard of Berman Sanchez.
Yeah, these Nicaraguan boxers aren't going to go anywhere soon. They are as tough as old boots, as they say.
But again, we can hear the impact of Sol's punches here at ringside, and he's certainly got his fans on their feet at the York Hall this evening. Again, Sanchez just tucks up there on the ropes, but slips out, tries to swing a left hook over the top, but nicely moved there from Alexis Sol. He's a slick operator, Alex.
He is, Priya. He's a very slick operator, and I think we're seeing here, like we mentioned earlier, an amateur boxer with a good amateur background, really showing that he's made for this pro game. He brings the glitz and glamour, doesn't he?
Nice switch there into the southpaw stance from Alexis Sol, and does that so seamlessly as well.
Yeah.
Lovely movement there from Alexis Sol, stylish as ever. Last few seconds of the second round of 4 in the super welterweight division, as Alexis Sol graces us with his presence at the York Hall this evening. Nice switch of stance there towards the end. Impact, I guess, into his first pro fight here.
Oh, absolutely.
Just waved at somebody at ringside. He's certainly confident. Nice jab to start the third round of 4 in the super welterweight division between Alexis Sol of East London and Berman Sanchez of Nicaragua, now living in Spain. But he's loosened up in this round. He's starting to enjoy himself in there, I think.
He really is. I think he's had a taste of this pro game, and he's thinking to himself, do you know what? I quite like this. And he's a great boxer to watch, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of Alexis Sol going forward. He's an entertaining boxer, isn't he, Bria?
He absolutely is. You know, he's come in confident. You know, he's got a good range of punches, and he looks like he's enjoying himself in there. You know, the event hasn't got to him. He's stayed sensible.
And against a tough, experienced boxer in Berman Sanchez. So this is no rollover or any old journeyman. You know, like you said earlier, Priya, Berman Sanchez has been around the block.
He's just turning the pressure up a little bit there, Alexis Sol, but takes a bit of a stinging jab there from Berman Sanchez. There's a reason he calls himself the Cobra.
What's quite nice to see as well from Alexis is that he's not getting too excited. He's not putting his man in the corner and letting go. He's staying composed, and he's building up the attacks. It's nice to see from a young boxer on his debut.
Absolutely. He's just taken a couple of clipping jabs there from Sanchez. Takes them well, but he does need to remember this guy's knocked 22 opponents out of 95. It's a decent knockout percentage, but Alexis Sol comes back well. He's got real swagger in his performance.
Again, targeting the body like he did in the first round. He has got to be careful though, Priya, like you just said. This Nicaraguan Berman Sanchez is a dangerous opponent.
Smiling at someone at ringside is Alexis Sol.
He's enjoying it. His fans are enjoying it. It's been an entertaining fight, hasn't it?
He said he's had a perfect camp. He's had no injuries at all. He's had some decent sparring in the lead up. So, and I think it's showing.
Yeah, he looks very sturdy at the weight. He looks in tip-top condition. This 4 rounds is certainly not going to take anything out of him. He looks like in a good sort of prime part of his career, doesn't he?
Yep, and that is the end of the third round of 4 in the super welterweight division.
Second round, 4 and final round.
A lot of respect there between the two fighters at York Hall this evening, which is always great to see.
Yeah,
Alexis Sol made a confident start to this 4-round contest.
I would like to see him in this last round go back to the jab, just to get control of the fight a bit more. It's become more of a Berman Sanchez fight. You know, he's swinging wildly. I'd like to see Alexis Sol get behind the jab again, like in round 1.
I think his fans want to see a stoppage, actually.
I think they do.
Sanchez just kind of loosening up here. But Sol takes it well. He's been smiling pretty much throughout this entire contest, but
bit of showboating. Why not?
it's what the fans want to see, and he's certainly given it to them. It's beautiful. Nice combination of punches there. The uppercut and the hook behind the jab. The jab that you wanted to see, Alex. Beautiful 1-2 there.
Yeah, we saw it a few moments ago. He's working the body again. I think it's just back to basics sometimes. You want to try and get your opponent out and look flashy on your debut, but this guy's a tough guy, isn't he? You know, I think you said Priya, 95 fights, so he's no mug.
Referee just warning a shove there from Alexis Sol. But again, a nice double right hand there, a hook and an uppercut. Don't often see that. Switches again to southpaw, but remains balanced, and he does it seamlessly. Nice straight left hand there from the southpaw stance. Beautiful movement there from Alexis Sol.
I think he might be taking some tips and hints off of a certain Ben Whittaker with those moves.
Absolutely. Well, the crowd are certainly loving it, aren't they?
Yeah. And this is what pro boxing's about. You know, you do have to put a show on. It needs to be entertaining. You know, the amateurs, it's point scoring. In the pro games, you know, you've got to give it a bit of flash movements and give the crowd a bit of excitement, don't you?
Absolutely, and you know, Alexis Sol has done that this evening, most certainly. Yes, he is a local lad, but he's objectively been entertaining to watch. He's got a really great, you know, repertoire of punches, and he's confident.
Yeah. I think Sanchez is starting to feel these body shots. If this fight would have gone on for an 8-rounder, you would have very much fancied Alexis Sol to get him out here. But as we know, early stages. But so far, so good.
Last few seconds of the fourth and final round in this super welterweight contest between Alexis Sol and Berman Sanchez. Sol's put on an absolute masterclass of boxing this evening in his debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to your referee scorecard. Rookie 12 scores the contest 40-36 in favor of your winner, Alexis.